Hey YouTube, I know it's been a long time, but I'm coming at you with another video. I'm going to be making California burritos. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'll explain what they are. So, they take guacamole and sour cream on top, tortillas. I'm going to cook up the meat, put the cold stuff back in the fridge for now, and we'll get started with the meat and what you need to put in the meat, which is Serrano chilies, Cayenne, and some onions, and some ground beef. Pretty simple. So let's get started. All I'm doing right now is putting the ground beef in the pot because I'm going to have to cut up some onions and some Serrano chilies. Okay. There's that. And we'll get going with everything else. Let's get going here, guys. And I know my big old hand is in the way and I'm out of practice, so forgive me. I know it's been a while. I just didn't want to bring you a video that you wouldn't be interested in or would be willing to try. Been eating pretty rare or pretty normal stuff lately. Like fried chicken strips on top of a salad, or grilled chicken on top of a salad. You know, pretty basic stuff. Last night I made some barbecue chicken, but I think I have barbecue chicken already. And barbecue chicken is pretty basic. Almost everybody can make barbecue chicken. And there's the cayenne. I usually put like about 1 tablespoon of it. About a teaspoon and a half of salt. A little bit more sometimes, depending on how it tastes. And I love my pepper. Ooh, let me turn it down just a bit. Okay. And I have so many different options now for cooking this ground beef with my cast iron pans now, because I have that meat masher and all that stuff too. And I strongly suggest, because I've done it, when you're dealing with Serrano chilies or any kind of chilies, jalapenos, it doesn't matter, don't touch your eyeballs. Just don't do it. Okay, I'm going to put 2 Serranos in there. Because usually I put like 1. But I'm going to put 2 this time, because last time I made this, it was a little bit hot, but not as hot as it could have been. But you put as many as Serranos as you want in it, because like some people can't do that kind of heat. You know what I mean? Whew. And the smell of these Serranos get me every time. Whew. Every time. Wish you could smell it though. It smells delicious. This has been one of my husband's meals that he's the one that introduced me to it. So this
you want me to tell him the backstory?
This is my husband. If you'd like, he can tell you the backstory on it. Because he knows it. He's the one that taught me how to make it. So I'm going to introduce you to my husband, David. David, please tell them the backstory.
Hi. Hey, so back in the 70s in Ontario, California, where I was growing up, there was a Carl's Jr. that bought out of Noggles, and they turned the Happy Star into a Spanish Happy Star, and they called it Taco de Carlos. And Taco de Carlos had a burrito there called a California burrito, and nobody was making California burritos back in those days. And so anyway, this was basically how they did it. So anyway.
So that's how my husband knows about these burritos. That's why I said people who know. People who don't know, or who are not from Ontario, California, or don't know that story or know about Noggles, they wouldn't know. But now you know the recipe. So let me move you over, and I'll move you up so you can see it inside the pot in just a second. I know I love seeing what's in the pot when it's cooking. So I am going to raise you up so you can see what's in the pot. Because like I said, I love to know what's in the pot. It's just the ground beef, the Serrano chilies, the Cayenne, and the onions, and salt and pepper. That's all it is. There's nothing more to it. There's nothing less to it. And then also, when I go to make the burrito, you'll see the inside of the burrito, okay? Because that's what makes it so much different than just a regular burrito.
Taco de Carlos used the whole Ortega chili in their burrito.
Yeah, and that's what's going to be a little bit different to mine, is I do not have any Ortega chilies right now, and my local little supermarket doesn't either. So this one will not. That's why I put extra Serrano in here. Oh, you still can't see inside the pot. Goodness. Me, I'm so sorry about that. There we go. I'm sorry about that, guys. I know. Let me turn on some lighting on the subject, too. Okay. So let me put away everything else while you all watch that cook for just a second. Okay? It smells like it might need a little bit of salt and a little bit more pepper. Normally I walk around with no shoes, but I put my slippers on in a hot day like today. What was I thinking? You can use the onion of your choice too. You don't have to have just a white onion. You can pick red onions You can pick a green onion. You can pick a sweet onion, yellow onion. There's no rules on onion choice, okay? Let's get that clear too. A lot of people think that there's rules on cooking. The only thing that, oh, excuse me, put the water on so you can't hear me. The only rule really is make sure your meat is cooked. Don't wing it. And I was craving them so bad. I'm cooking a little bit early tonight, but my husband seems to really enjoy these too, so he's gonna probably want his too at the same time, because okay, put a little bit more pepper, because I think, and that's only because my husband's taught me that, salt will help you bring out the taste of your meat when you're cooking meat. It pulls out the flavor, and I've been watching a lot of Food Network too, and they tell you that all the time. Make sure you use enough salt. So, between my husband and the Food Network, and of course I've been watching a lot of YouTube also. And this isn't a meal that takes a long time either. That's what I think is really good too about meals that are like this. They don't take a long time to make, and they're not very stressful. Like, you know how when you try a menu for the first time or an item for the first time, it can be a little bit stressful. Well, I was a little bit stressed because I wanted to make them just right, because I wanted him to have that memory again, all over again. And this will be the first time that I won't have the Ortega green chilies. But I made the meat a little bit hotter. So, the meat's almost done. See how fast it cooks? But I turned it up, so that's the other thing too. You could cook your meat a little bit slower. It's your decision of how fast or how slow you want to cook your meat. And then I'll be moving my cast iron down because that's the next step of it. Okay? So, let me drain off this meat. I better go take off these slippers. Okay. There we go. And that's that part of it. I gotta let the meat drain off a little bit. Because this next part is a little bit hot on the hands. Okay? You grab yourself a tortilla. Grab a tortilla pan. See, I got myself a tortilla pan. And I cook everything on a tortilla pan. A lot of people don't like that, but I do. I grill cheese on my tortilla pan. I make patty melts on a tortilla pan. I do everything on a tortilla pan. To me, it's just like a grilling vessel. Of course, I don't make pancakes on it, of course, but you probably could, but I don't. And I need to grab another pack of tortillas. So let me do that right now. Okay? Because I knew that I was going to need more. Okay, let me grab this meat that's been draining. Because you gotta drain your meat. It's not very good if you, it's not very healthy for you either. Not good at all. Okay, that's done. Now, okay. Now I'm waiting on that. And then I can get my good tongs because I've bought so many tongs now from Timu that I kind of favor those ones over my regular tortillas. Over my regular tongs. Okay, and then you want to see some brownness on your tortilla because that means, because sometimes I think that helps with the flavor of it. I don't know if that's true, but and then I pull it off, turn this off. Okay, and here comes the yummy part. Okay? It's delicious. And this is some jack cheese, shredded jack cheese. I shredded that in advance so that that oil wasn't going to have to sit so long. Okay. Then I take some of the meat. And I try to use a good amount of meat because that's all that's usually in it, plus the Serrano chili or the green chilies. But because I don't have any, I'm making it work with what I've got. But I will put everything in the description below on how to make these. And what I do is I take my hands and see, just do that right there. I just got it in the oil, okay? And you want it to fry until it's nice and golden. You don't want it to burn. Just nice and golden, okay? And if you like, you can make rice and beans with this. Or you can just eat 1 or 2 burritos like this. It's whatever your heart desires. Okay, now let me turn this oil up. It's doing real good, but okay. See how that I don't know if you can see it, but see how the edge is getting all nice and brown and beautiful. But you kind of have to hold it together at first, okay? But and this is where it gets a little tricky, because you got to hold this together for just a few minutes and watch your other tortilla at the same time, especially if you're making two at the same time. This would be about the time that you pulled out your sour cream and guacamole, because that's what you put on top. If you wanted to put some pico de gallo, you're more than welcome to. What goes on the top is your choosing, but that was never, like, the only thing I know that goes on the top, technically, is just the sour cream and guacamole. Okay? So,
That's not original.
yeah, the sour cream and guacamole are not original to the recipe. I think it was just the actual burrito alone. Because I never had one of these until I made one for my husband. And then when I made one, I got a little addicted to them. Because they are quite tasty. They are. But see how golden brown and beautiful that's getting now? I usually put it on a paper towel. To drain off some of the oil, because I don't like it being that oily. Okay. Turn off that. And start on the second one. Okay. And because I'm only making technically 3, I'm going to have extra cheese and probably extra meat. I usually do. Not that I plan it that way, it just happens to be that way. So, this one I'm going to use my tongs to get into this pan. Now I'm going to use the tongs to get this one out of the pan and put onto the paper. Okay. Oh, that's sugar. Okay. Okay, I can put this back in the fridge for just a second. There we go. But see how golden and beautiful that one turned? That's why you got to keep an eye on them, because they can turn on you real quick and get done real fast. Okay, and then we'll take it off, and there's both of them. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is have David come in here again, and then he's going to put his amount of sour cream and guacamole on his burritos. There's his fork, there's his knife, there's the guacamole, there's the sour cream. Okay? So I'll have you guys watch that part real quick Oh, I just took that one out. I'll touch that shit. I'll touch that one and I'll burn myself to death. Okay, so David, can you join me again? And there's the sour cream. And there's the guacamole. There's the knife if you'd like to cut it open.
No, I don't need to.
Okay.
Use this spoon
Okay.
just to make a dent.
Okay. And like I said, the sour cream and the guacamole's to your liking.
I don't like a whole lot of sour cream.
Yeah, he's never been a big sour cream, even on a baked potato. He didn't put very much sour cream. But guacamole, that's a whole different ball of wax. See how much guacamole compared to...
This isn't homemade guacamole.
Yeah, no, this is store-bought. I haven't had...
That'll work.
Okay. So there's his, and then he'll let us know how it is. And then I'll get back over here.
Need to pico pique.
Oh.
Maybe.
Yeah, I always give him his hot sauce just in case it needs it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So he takes pica pica sauce just in case. He hasn't ever had to use it because it's been hot enough, but because I'm missing those chilies. Okay, and there's the tortilla again. And I only make them 3 at a time, 2 for him and 1 big one for me, and then whatever meat's left, I'll make him a quesadilla tomorrow or something. Or I'll make a quesadilla for my lunch tomorrow. That's what we do around these parts.
How we roll.
At this house, that's how we roll. We have whatever we had for dinner, for lunch the next day, or we'll have it for a snack real late in the night. So it just depends. Because sometimes it's so good you can't resist but to eat it. So, and these are one of those things where it's just irresistible. So how is it, Mr. David?
Good.
He gave me a thumbs up, so I did it real good. Did it need the pica pica after all?
No, but it needed the Ortega chili.
Okay. Next time I'll remember to get 2 jars of Ortega chili so we have one on standby. Okay. Yeah, so just remember that. When I go to put in the recipe in the description, the Ortega chilies go in with the cheese and the meat and in the Ortega chili. And they're whole Ortega chilies. So you just put strips of them in the inside. Okay, so you understand that it's only going to get a little bit hotter. It's not because an Ortega chili,
Chilies aren't hot.
They're not hot even for me, and I am a wimp when it comes to certain hot.
They're lightweight.
So, yeah. Certain hot I can't handle. It seems to be like the older I get.
That I can't handle.
It seems to be the older I get, the less heat I can handle. But I don't know if that's just an age thing or if that's just a me thing.
It's a lightweight thing.
He eats hot stuff all the time. So that's why he says that to me, because he eats hot everything. But he does not eat those, like, hot Cheetos and stuff. Those are kids' snacks. We don't eat...
Fake shit.
It's fake.
Oh.
He apologized for Oh, actually, we won't have any left. Sorry, you won't have your quesadilla.
Oh man.
Usually I have extra enough for a quesadilla, but not this time.
What a bummer.
He looks forward to those quesadillas the next day when he knows there's going to be leftovers like that. He actually comes home and looks forward to it, but this time it's not going to be one.
Alright, we'll have bacon in the morning.
Yeah, tomorrow morning we'll have a breakfast, which I have a video on how I do my breakfast. So if you haven't checked out my channel, I'm not going to do another breakfast because I've done, I think, a total of 3 different breakfasts now. I think I've done biscuits and gravy, sausage, and eggs, and hash browns, and then I've done bacon. So I don't want to just keep throwing breakfasts at you. I haven't done French toast, but I don't think I do anything differently to my French toast. I don't get that Texas toast stuff, the big pieces that everybody likes so much, because for one, to me it just, I think it's just too much bread.
Trendy.
So for me, I just use regular standard bread, whatever the bread I have in the house is. And 90% of the time, it's honey wheat bread. So it's kind of a little bit on the sweet side, and I put cinnamon in it. So, and this is what happens with my burrito. I don't know why that happens, but okay. So, that's how I do that. And then we'll move you over here. I'm letting it drain off.
What do you think? This shirt will survive?
Oh, my husband just got stuff down the front of his shirt, and sometimes it'll survive it if I can stain stick it, but that one's
gone.
he's had them that have been gone for a while. They slowly diminish. So here's how I fix mine up. Same thing, sour cream. I put a little bit of extra sour cream. I don't want to waste it. So I put all of it that's on the spoon on there. Plus I don't know how hot the chilies are, so and we'll have a taste test together, so we'll know. But I have to find my chair because I've been having my chair been missing on me, running away. So, and I know my head is looking a little bit crazy because I just barely I put it up this morning, but it's been a hot one lately. We've been on almost in the hundreds. There for a while, we got a little bit low on the weather, but nothing we're singing home about. I love that sour cream and guacamole. I'm glad I found that brand. And whatever sour cream is your favorite. But this is the guacamole when you don't have homemade guacamole. That is pretty up there taste-wise next to a homemade version. So let me go find my chair and I'll be right back with you. Okay, now we're going to have a taste test of this. I cut her up a little bit and I fixed my hair a little bit so I didn't look so crazy. I mean, I still look a little bit crazy, but hell, it's kind of late. So here we go. Mm.
You crazy, however.
My husband did say that it does need the Ortega green chilies, and I think that I have to agree with him on these because I've had them with the green chilies, and this is the first time without them. And I didn't think I would notice them, but I do notice it. So I hope you give this recipe a try, and sorry it's been a long time since I've seen y'all. I hope you have a good day, and remember, if you have nothing nice to say about somebody or something, don't say anything at all. Bye-bye.